Sigma males certainly experience anger, although they prefer to remain in control of their emotions as best they can. They don't want to allow their inner feelings to dictate their choices, which can cause them to push these things aside in hopes of focusing on what is rational. At times, this is easy for them to do, but other times burying these feelings causes them to seep out in other ways. They might find themselves having frustrated outbursts, without entirely realizing where this is coming from. When it comes to justified anger, Sigma doesn't want to allow this to be expressed, but sometimes they feel it is necessary in order to get their point across. Anger is a very normal emotion, something everyone experiences in their lives. For some people, this is something which happens more frequently. For others, it seems easier to avoid becoming angry over most things. The issue with experiencing anger is that some people choose to repress this, and that can often make it worse in the long run. Bottling up those feelings is something which causes people to lack the ability to properly process their emotions in a healthy and manageable way. Everyone has their own way of processing and dealing with emotions, especially when it comes to anger. Understanding how each time experiences these emotions is an important step towards understanding them better as well. What makes Sigma males angry? Sigma males are not immune to feelings of anger. They simply try not to let themselves become overwhelmed by it. They want to focus on their positive experiences and emotions, and can actually feel guilty when they allow anger to take over. Most of the time they are capable of controlling themselves, more so than people often realize. One of the most frustrating things for the Sigma male personality type is dealing with ignorant or inefficient people. They understand if people are unaware of certain things, but when they are unwilling to learn or change, it becomes extremely frustrating for them. They believe in growth and in always being open to learning, and when they witness people who won't accept the truth, it can certainly get them on edge. They do their best to avoid being ignorant, constantly wanting to learn, and do plenty of research on different subjects. When they are aware that they could be more informed, they take in as much information as they can and do their best to weigh this against their own critical thinking skills. For Sigma, people who are unwilling to learn and cure their own sense of ignorance can be extremely frustrating. Being around people who refuse to listen to the truth and instead spew out inaccuracies can really get the Sigma blood boiling. If these people are ignorant without spreading this information, they can often forgive this much easier. When they see people trying to spread their misinformation, it can certainly cause the Sigma to become angry and even express this outwardly. When it comes to inefficiency, he can become frustrated as well, although they try not to let this get the best of them. The more they witness people who don't take their job or tasks seriously, they can find themselves struggling to maintain their anger towards this person. The more they have to deal with these types of people on a daily basis, the harder it becomes for them to keep this to themselves. They value people who have a strong work ethic and who know how to be efficient in their tasks. Someone who is lazy and doesn't try to improve is honestly one of the most frustrating things for them. Coping with the Sigma anger. The aftermath of the Sigma rage is often what is most difficult for them. They feel a sense of guilt when they hurt others, even though it feels right at the moment. When the Sigma does explode on someone, it is often deeply justifiable for them, and comes from a place of feeling like they need to do this. They express anger towards a person who has truly wronged them, or crossed a line they should not have crossed. The Sigma at that moment believes it is the right thing to do, in order to set this person straight. They often want that person to realize what they have done wrong, and so they are very precise in the way they strike them down. This is something which he rarely does, but when they do it, is fierce and direct. It often leaves them feeling overwhelmed and emotionally exhausted, and they need to retreat for a while afterwards. For the Sigma, this is something which they can certainly feel bad about, since they don't like causing harm to others even if they know it was the right thing to do and would not go back on their choice. When they are angry at someone and need to express this, they often feel justified in this action. Usually, This comes from dealing with people who are inefficient or who are completely ignorant, and he has little patience for these types of people. They do their best to process this without allowing themselves to snap, but there are moments when they just cannot keep it inside any longer. When the Sigma does unload on someone and express their anger, they often feel like it was a necessary choice to make. There are times when this might come out without them intending it to, and if they feel like they could have delivered it better, they might feel a bit guilty over this. In most situations, though, they just want to move forward and feel justified in expressing the correct and accurate information towards someone who is being ignorant. Where they will feel bad or guilty is when they express anger towards someone they love without intending to do so. When they are close to someone and value them, the last thing they want to do is snap at this person because of unrelated frustrations. How to better deal. An important thing for the Sigma male personality is to learn to process their emotions before they get out of hand. They have a tendency to bury their feelings because they want to focus on facts and rational thinking. Emotions can be a bit overwhelming for them, and so they prefer things which they can tangibly and logically recognize and understand. While they are naturally logical-minded people, it is still important to set some time aside for processing their emotions. In order to remain more in control of their own actions, they do need to prioritize their own inner emotions from time to time. Simply sifting through and searching for ways to process those feelings in a healthy way can help Sigma regain control of them. They don't need to apply too much focus on their feelings, since that would actually become draining and counterproductive for them. Simply accepting when they are upset or angry and finding a healthy way to express that anger can help them move on and let go of whatever was bothering them at that moment. They need to be open about their feelings, even if they are only slightly angry or frustrated over something. Being free to vent or express things helps them to let go and really process what they are going through. Sometimes this means allowing themselves to share those feelings. Other times it means being alone for a while to process them. When the Sigma males are alone, they are using this time to filter through their many thoughts and emotion, and this is something which helps them work through what they are experiencing. After this time alone, they can better decide how to deal with their anger. Sometimes this means expressing their frustrations towards the person who made them angry. For Sigma, this could be the healthiest means of dealing, and can help them to move on much faster. Instead of some people who prefer to bottle things up, they just don't function properly this way. They need to be free to be themselves and to express their feelings when the situation calls for it. They want to be safe in doing so, or else they can become stifled and feel trapped.